secrets and tips that's going to make you praise God. Okay, y'all. So I have been experimenting on my own here and just finding out like what is some of the super ingredients and super stuff for 4C hair care. Now I'm going to be mentioning some stuff in this video y'all ain't going to believe me in, but I'm telling y'all it works. Okay, it's the same things that I did that I was doing back in the day when I had fast hair growth and super healthy hair. So I just went back to what I did before, and I also went back and got me some old schooly type products, or products that got that old school approach to it. And I'm seeing I'm seeing results that I never thought I'd ever see in the health of my hair. Like literally no more breakage, no more nothing. I did give myself a good trim, a fresh start. But if y'all want super healthy 4C hair, this is the video. Okay, so very first thing to realize with 4C hair is that it's a very thirsty hair type, and I mean that in a way of what it needs. So it literally wants moisture and hydration almost every 48 hours. So I know y'all think y'all could wait a whole week, but actually you can't. So every 48 hours, you need moisture and hydration to your hair. The empresses in the old days, they were getting their hair done at least every few days. I know y'all think that's wild, like somebody getting their hair done every few days. They were, okay? They would never ever just let their hair go dry. That was something they would never do. Now, the ingredients that's important to use for healthy 4C hair is actually the ingredients that would be beneficial to your blood type diet and to your destiny. So you have to consider what the creator would want you to have in your destiny. So you have to consider the fact that that's what your 4C here actually needs. So if you're noticing, I'm looking at the ends. I'm very really inspecting the ends and making sure the ends are not bone dry. Cause see, by the time you go to treat your ends, most likely your ends have already started the breaking process, breaking. So even if you don't take down your whole two-strand twist, you should still take down the end and reseal the moment that it feels dry. Okay? So this is very important. The moment that your ends feel dry, the moment that the ends of your hair feel even a little crispy, it's time to take those ends down and reseal. It doesn't mean shampoo. It just means reseal. Okay, so if you notice what I'm doing, I'm pinning my hair. And we're going to talk about why Miss V is sitting here pinning her hair as she goes. If you look at the the hair back in during Madam C.J. Walker times, they wore their hair pinned up or pinned back. Normally it was rolled up or rolled back. See, growth has to be secret. Moisture is locked in when the hair is also pinned down. So pinning your hair back up off your head like this and pinning it down will help to seal in the moisture of the twist. Now, if you're using products that have ingredients that actually grow your hair, you can't just put it on the hair, okay? You have to put it on the scalp too. So if you're using flaxseed, You can't just be just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put flaxseed gel on my hair only. Now, some of y'all don't realize that gel can be very beneficial provided it is alcohol free and it has ingredients in it that will grow your hair and keep your hair moisturized. Okay? So when you pick out gel for your 4C hair, it has to be a gel that has foods that are important for your for hair growth, but also for maintaining moisture. You don't pick gel because of the firm hold that it gives you. You pick gel because of its growth properties and moisture, okay, and the ability for it to seal. Okay. So see, I'm not trying to do this perfect. Perfection with 4C here actually stresses it out. It hates perfectionism. I know that we want our hair to look so snatched, where it's like perfect parts, perfect this, perfect that. But no, y'all. No, y'all. Okay, consider how they wore their hair back in the 50s. You know, back during Madam C.J. Walker time. I got to put a little bit more gel on this one. So I do have aloe vera gel in my hair already. Just a little bit left in it. But yeah. So start wearing your hair like they wore it in the 1950s. Like, even if you're not roller setting it or hot combing it, it still needs to be pinned down, y'all. Rolled back and pinned down. Now, I find that getting your hair braided all the way back is not healthy for your hair. So, what I learned about 4C hair care is that mini braids. Okay, I know that sounds wild, like braiding a little bit and then letting it hang. Those actually grow your hair because the hairstylist did not add any stressful energy into your hair, since she only plaited and braided your hair in very short length. So go for short length cornrows and braids back. Go for short length, no long length, like just halfway, just a little bit braids. Okay. So I've switched to using Aunt Jackie's. Okay. And the reason why I decided to use Aunt Jackie's gel, even though I'm not a big gel person, is because it is a flaxseed gel, but it also has moisture, some sort of moisturization to it, which I can tell because it's very soft. So whatever else Aunt Jackie is putting in here, it has to be also for moisturizing your hair. I can tell by how it feels. So I am doing a reseal without a shampoo. Okay, without shampoo. And I will explain why you have to try to use shampoo only for your clarifying time. Other than that, shampoo is not even needed, y'all. Shampoo is actually for clarifying your hair. If you're putting ingredients in your hair that is actually healthy for your hair, and you're rinsing your hair like at least one day a week, clarifying your hair every week is not needed. And I also find that letting the professionals clarify your hair is very important. Letting them do it because they know how to wash everything out. So what I decided to do is let the professionals clarify my hair. So after I'm done with my hydration shampoo and conditioner, I will no longer be shampooing my own hair. As much as I know we glamorize saving money and letting the letting it, doing it ourselves. Some things I think we need to let other people do because they can see how much product we still got in our hair. So it only costs a at Bo Ricks, the beauty school. Just go there, let them do their shampoo and conditioning, let them do it. Okay. Now here's another thing I realized: when you are getting trims for 4C hair, 4C hair needs to be blown out, or it needs to be in a very elongated stretch state where you're using that type of rope that the Africans use. You should have really elongated your hair before you trim it. If it has any bounce back to it, then you may be cutting your hair uneven even in a trim. So when you go to these salons, have them blow out your hair. Tell them you want heat protection protected when they blow out your hair, and then tell them you want them to show you how much they are trimming off. Do not let them just say you need 3 inches trimmed. Tell them to pull the hair, hold the hair out, and actually show you how much they are trimming off. Okay? I find that once you get more than 3 inches of hair trimmed at the salon, you are putting your hair in shock. 3 is the number of a new beginning. You got to use these numbers too with deciding how much to cut off in your hair, and also how many products to put in your hair. Okay, we really don't need more than 3 products in our hair. We don't. Okay? So really our products should be doing what they're doing, otherwise they're not worth your money. So I use a coconut and sulfur for sealing. This has sulfur and coconut in it. Now, y'all know that I'm not a big fan of coconut, but why am I using coconut? Because when your hair is going through a very coarse phase and you're getting a lot of gray, you will need to use a stronger sealer. Coconut is a super sealer. So if you find you're getting a lot of gray in your hair, you need to start using coconut to seal in moisture. Okay? Um, Now, hair grease and gel work together very nicely to seal in moisture. If your hair gel, oh y'all, if your hair gel do not have some sort of moisturization to it, what's going to happen is the grease is not going to be able to get the moisture in. Remember that grease seals in the moisture that is already in your hair or the product that you put before it. So if your grease, if whatever you put in your hair before you put the grease in is not a moisturizer, then you're going to struggle getting moisture. Okay? Remember this. Whatever you put in your hair, whatever you have put in your hair that came before the grease, it must be for moisturizing. Okay? It must have some sort of moisturizing effect to it. So what I'm doing, like I was telling everybody earlier in this video, is pinning my hair down. Pinning it. Now back in Egyptian times, they had shell clips that they used to pin their hair down. Okay, to keep their hair in place so that the growth and the moisture can be kept in the hair. Some of y'all say, well, my hair grows fast when I lock it. But if you ever notice, when people wear locks, they often wear their hair back in a ponytail, or it's rolled up, it's twisted, it's braided off their head, it's braided back. That's why, because they're sealing in whatever moisture that is in their locks from their sebum. So really, we should be styling our hair as if it is locked already, as if we have locks in our hair. Okay. When I grew my hair very fast, for one, no, actually 3 years, 3 years, but I started over. I actually did not get a trim till the third year, but I never wore my hair out. And I also wore my hair up, back up off my head. Okay. I can show y'all the pictures with my locks. My hair was always twisted and back up off my head. And my locks were growing so fast that people were asking me, like, is your locks fake? Because they were so healthy, so strong, and my hair never broke out. Okay? Now, when you are pinning your hair back, you have to be pinning your hair back as if you are weaving, not like you're braiding the hair tight. Okay? You want to make sure there's no tension in your hair when you are braiding your hair. You can need to tell your hairstylist, I don't want no tension. I don't want to feel no tension in my hair. Because tension is what you're trying to be. Relaxed is who you are. So have your hair done in a relaxed way so that you can give gratitude for the season that it is in. You cannot expect hair growth if you can't give gratitude for the season that it is in. Now, the order in which you're using gel and grease can change, provided that your grease is as thin as your gel. So, if your gel is thin like this, your grease should not be super thick. You should not be putting a clump of grease in. Otherwise, you will have to use the gel first and the grease last. If you're only using a little bit of grease, then the gel could go on last. Then you can use the gel as a sealer. I told y'all gonna love this video. Now, what I have stopped doing is shampooing my hair soon as it gets itchy. Itchy hair does not always mean shampoo. You can treat your scalp, your itchy scalp, with tea tree oil. Okay? You can simply just exfoliate it and apply the tea tree oil wherever that itching is at. People be so quick to run to wash their hair at the slightest itch. We don't do that with our body. We don't run right to the shower. Every time we feel an itch, we will always be in a shower. Like, for real. The itching could come from what's in the air. It's not always from the products. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about washing your hair all because you got an itch. All right. When the hair gets to a point of unbearable itching, then at that time you probably should shampoo, clarify the hair. But shampoo needs to be used at a last resort. And that's something that I realized, y'all. Okay. So I am literally twisting my hair so that it stays downward in the direction that it grows. It grows like this. So that is exactly how I'm going to put my hair. I'm not going to put my hair forward because that's not how it grows. It grows like this. And actually, when you're towel drying your hair, you should be towel drying your hair this way. patting it this way. And you actually should be using a t-shirt, because our ancestors did not use furry clothes to dry their hair. Okay? They used maybe a thin cloth or one of the cloth from their clothing, and they simply just patted it. You can actually use a very thin just piece of cloth and just pat your hair. What you don't want to do is sponge dry your hair. Do not squeeze the water out. You're just patting it. You need your hair to feel almost soaking wet when you apply the products to your hair. Okay? It should be almost soaking wet. Otherwise, you're not getting anywhere near the moisture that you need to get when you put those products in. Okay? Start pat drying your hair. Pat. As a matter of fact, if you got to, you need to tell the stylist to put the thinnest towels they have on your hair. Tell them you want a very thin flat towel. It shocks me that the salons are still using rough towels on 4C hair. It's like they don't care about our hair. Okay. Notice I'm just tapping the grease. I'm not going like that. I'm just tapping it. Okay. As I said, because I use a very little bit of grease, I do not have to use the gel first if I don't want to. Okay, grease is something that you just go 1-2 with. You know, you're actually better off putting a little bit of grease on your hand like that, and then just going like that before you grease the part that you're greasing. Now, some of y'all say, well, grease is not good for your hair. Your hair is supposed to be being rinsed every week. So if you're rinsing your hair every week, then some of the product is coming out. So there's no reason for you to be panicking about grease. Our ancestors was out visiting the water hole at least once a week. They had too many people in their tribe that needed water. Okay? So once a week they would go and fully dip their hair with a good rinse. I know y'all say it's a lot of work, but growth always is. Okay, some are like, I don't want to do this every week. I'm thinking about the song, How Bad Do You Want It? So how bad do you want healthy hair? You need to schedule taking care of your hair every week like the Empress would. For me, okay, I didn't got a little bit self-absorbed, so I do my hair I do my hair twice a week. I don't need company that bad. I need self-care. So I do my hair twice a week. And okay. All right. So when I do shampoo my hair, I'm going to shampoo the other gel out. Right now I got a little bit of olive oil gel in my hair still left in there. But the sulfur, okay? The sulfur with coconut is really, really good for 4C hair. It helps with detoxing, growing, getting rid of the bad bacteria, but also really sealing in the moisture. Sulfur is a really important ingredient for hair growth for African American women who got 4C hair. So if you can get more sulfur in your diet, the better for you. I'm actually going to be getting me some sulfur supplements. I'm going to actually look up and see how I can get a sulfur pill, or maybe my doctor can subscribe me on a sulfur pill. Young people always have more sulfur, tend to have more sulfur than us. See, as I said, if your hair feels a little itchy, it's not always something going on. It could be just dry skin. So it's a little itchy right there. So I'm considering that it's dry, because it does feel very dry. That feels very, very dry. So there's parts of your hair that's just always going to be more likely to itch. Okay. Back in the 1950s, those women were doing their hair every week. They weren't going like a whole 2 weeks without doing their hair. It amazes me how normalized that has become. Like, it's so normal to go so long without doing your hair, without some hair maintenance. I don't like that it's normalized. I don't like that. Like people are saying, oh, 2 whole weeks. I'm like, you. How do you still have hair on your head? Like how? You should not have hair on your head if you just if you. I mean, moisture. Okay. See how I'm just simply just really trying to get my hair to be pinned up without the tension. I don't wear my. I'm not wearing my hair down no more. And I also feel like, y'all, what am I doing right here? Hold on, y'all. I don't want to use bobby pins because bobby pins pull your hair out. So I'm gonna stick with these stick pins. What I am gonna do though is get me some shell combs that they used in ancient Egyptian time. You know, the ones that are kind of wide tooth, so that it doesn't pull my hair out. So I'm looking at where it needs to be some. Okay, I'll wait to pin that. I want to redo. I want to reseal this one. See that one? Look, that's dry. You know, you have to take care of your 4C hair the same way you would take care of your garden. You have to treat your 4C hair like if you don't take care of it, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like your garden. You know, you'd be like, I have to take care of my garden. If I don't take care of my garden, I don't get to eat. That's how you got to see your 4C hair. Like it's basically a garden that it needs a lot more attention than other gardens. So just consider what I'm saying. So I decided to take that back out and really just focus on, because that one was dry as hell. I don't do dry hair, y'all. I just don't do it. I don't want that breakage, that low key breakage. You be like, yeah, my hair is just shedding. Meanwhile, back at the ranch is actually breakage, and you're like, what? How did this even happen? Like, no. Okay, so I just pinned that back now. Hi, everybody. Yeah, like you're not gonna let your garden go dry for a week. Where they do that at? Like you're not gonna sit there and be like, my garden outside, I haven't watered in a week. Only time you can go a long time without watering the garden is if it's watery vegetables like pumpkin. Like if you're growing pumpkins. I used to have a big garden. I was really good at gardening. I have a green thumb. But I understood that um, if you want growth, you got to have moisture. That's it. People say, well, why is the high porosity people, why are they here? I mean, low porosity, the medium porosity people, why is their hair growing faster? It's because they got more moisture to their hair naturally. They get more sebum. Y'all, I might have to pin this with a damn. This damn stick pin is not holding it, y'all. I'm gonna have to go get me maybe a clip or something to hold it. If I use a bobby pin right there, now this is how you use bobby pins. If you're using bobby pins on your hair, on your 4C hair, you have to open the bobby pin up and then take it off. Don't slide it down or you'll pull your hair out. But I'm going to get me some clips, like some little clips to put in my hair. Because, um, I didn't learn, like, here we go. Now, if you want to wait to do the back of your hair to reseal, you can. Because not too many people are looking at the back of your hair. Okay. Now, one thing I found out about the edges, they need moisturized. I know people are like, oh, I just put the moisture. No, you got to moisturize the edges like this. Okay. You need some water up in the edges, like water your edges. You would water the tip of your plants. So if you don't want to put grease along your edges, then all you're going to do is use something like tea tree, since it does moisturize. So you can just use it just a oil on the ends of your edges. Now it's important to do your hair overnight or in the very early morning hours. That way your hair have had 24 hours to get moisture in. So don't wait until the middle of the day to do your hair. You need to do it as soon as you get up or before bedtime. So I will never go without oil on my edges. Never again. Never. Okay. Y'all, I'm gonna go get me a clip. This bobby pin, this stick pin is not working, y'all, but those bobby pins will straight snatch your hair out. So my clips and my pins are upstairs, y'all. All right. So let me see if I got another clip. I'll just use this clip right now, just until I go upstairs and get my, my fashion clips. So I do got some fashion clips. So we'll just put that there. All right. So I'm just checking to see what are the real thirsty ones in my hair. See how that one's very thirsty. Like you do your plants. You would run your finger down your plants to find out which one is thirsty. If it's thirsty, it's going to get bitter. Bitter people are thirsty, ain't they? Bitter people are thirsty. Everything gets bitter when it's thirsty. Y'all, I'll be telling it like it is. Hi, everybody. Somebody said we're good for CC, not thick. Okay. First of all, if your 4C is not thick, you should be using the thinnest grease out there. Okay? Thinnest. There's a grease that's like a protein grease. It's called protein on it. It's super, super thin. You can buy it. They normally have them in very little jars. You can buy them at like Family Dollar. They're tiny little jars, and the grease is so thin that it's like you don't even know you got grease on your finger. That's the grease you have to use. Okay? If your hair is thick but not very long, then you can use a semi-thick grease like this one. If your hair is super thick but very long with a whole lot of gray, you could go with a thicker grease. Okay? All right. Yeah. Because your hair's not grown. If your hair is thinning, it's starved of protein. I hate to tell you that. But you do need to, protein give you gains. So if you want hair gains, you need protein treatments. And you also need to you need an iron supplement. Okay? If you have thin 4C hair, thin, like right here, I had no hair. That's how thin it was. As you see, it's coming in. If you have thin 4C hair, you need sulfur, iron, magnesium, vitamin B, protein. You're better off just getting you a vitamin B complex pill and magnesium. Magnesium and vitamin B are like usually the suspects, and low iron is usually the suspects for thin 4C hair. A lot of black women over 40, their 4C hair start thinning. And it's because they don't know that they're struggling with magnesium, vitamin B, and iron. Hi, everybody. I take a B complex daily no matter what. I'll walk 10 miles to get it. My hair was shedding like crazy when my vitamin B. My hair was thinning and shedding like crazy when my vitamin B was only 6. My magnesium was low. And my iron was low. The doctor was like, I was like, my hair is so thin. My hair is thin and not thick. It's falling out. It's breaking. It's not growing or whatever. And the doctor was like, you have a vitamin B deficiency. Most people who have trouble with heavy hair shedding, they have a vitamin B7 and a vitamin B12 deficiency. That's what the doctor told me. A lot of black people have vitamin B deficiency and don't even know it. That's what the doctor told me. That's what the doctor told me. Okay. If you're dieting and you're fasting trying to lose weight, you should still be taking a vitamin B vitamin. Okay, still take the vitamin. If you're over 35 and you're a woman, say, I don't care if I'm juice fasting. I'm gonna take my vitamin B. I'm gonna still take my vitamin B and my iron vitamin. I run. I tell myself every morning, I'd be like, woo, go get the vitamin B and iron before you regret it. I finally got this here to stop shedding. Homegirl is not going back. Okay, this one is very dry. You need to get a B complex. Vitamin D3 is good, but it is not better. Most African Americans have a vitamin D3 and vitamin B deficiency. Okay? And I can explain why. It is because a lot of us are not eating foods that are high in vitamin B. I mean, I don't normally see black folks with baskets of cucumbers in their house. I don't a lot of black people don't eat a lot of fish. They just keep running for that chicken and that beef. Black folks don't eat enough fish. The fish is the Empress energy. The Empress has long hair. So if you want to really up your vitamins, you need to start eating some fish. Like, for real, y'all. That's the fastest way. Otherwise, you're going to have to be eating turkey almost every day. Okay. But as you see, I'm putting my hair back and I'm leaving it thick. I'm not parting it perfect. Parts add stress to your scalp. Do y'all know that? When you're going like this down, no, y'all. Like, Why do y'all think, why do y'all think when people say their hair grows fast when it's locked? It's because at some point the hair is not not part trained. The hair is not part trained. The hair can grow anywhere it want to grow. When you force the hair into a perfect part, you're saying you will grow this way or else. Stop forcing your hair strands at the root to grow in a certain angle. Don't do perfect parts, y'all. That's literally, you don't know if every strand want to go in that direction. Like, for real. Go with the flow of your energy when you are parting your hair. That's something that I learned, y'all. Okay. I'm going to put some rosemary on my edges in a minute. I'm not to be played with. Now, some of y'all say, well, how do I get thick hair? The fastest way to get thick hair is rice. Rice, y'all. You know, if you're eating foods. Eat foods that look thick. Broccoli. You know, rice that comes in abundance, like rice. Tuna comes in very much of an abundance, right? So do shrimp, believe it or not. If you look at shrimp, shrimp has hair on it. So eat shrimp. Okay. I'm marrying. See how I'm marrying them? I'm taking 3 at a time and just marrying them. You know, our hair needs support. I don't like to just leave my strands, every one of my strands out on the limb. I feel like that's not cool. You know, we all want some help when we're trying to grow. So marry your strands, you know, chunky, marry them with each other. And just pin it back. Growth is secret, y'all. I'm telling y'all, Some of y'all letting everybody see every little growth of your hair. This is not good. You know, the emperor's supposed to see your hair out and glamorous. All that glamorous hair, that's for special occasions and that's for the emperor. You know, if you don't want to wear hijabs, pin that hair back. Like for real. Y'all will thank me later. Whenever I start fighting with my hair a little bit too much, I'll be like, oh, I see you need pin back. I see you need sat down. You need to sit down because you're doing too much. Hi, everybody. Yeah, well, but it doesn't mean you're going to get them all. It doesn't mean you're going to get them all. Okay? Just because you eat more B vitamin foods doesn't mean you're going to get them. Okay? Your body can have a vitamin absorption problem from food, meaning you can eat the amount you're supposed to be eating, but still you don't get all the vitamins because your body can't absorb them. My doctor told me this specifically, so I'm not making this up, y'all. So this is why some people have no choice but to have a vitamin B complex vitamin. They cannot absorb it all from food. Their stomach, their body can't absorb it all. Because I was eating plenty of fish. I was going ham on B vitamins and all that stuff up in here in food. And still it was staying low. It only went up once I got the vitamin B complex. I'm about to take my vitamin B complex after my hair. I don't start my day. I don't even think of starting my day until my hair is moisturized. If my hair ain't soft, I ain't soft. I'm just keeping it real. It's hard to get soft when your hair is like crispy. I don't want that crispy feeling. There's a lot of bitter women with 4C hair because their hair is crispy. If your crown is too crispy, you're gonna be crispy. Like for real. It's hard to be nice when your hair is trash. You better off having no hair then. A lot of black women ain't nice because their hair is trash, and I call it what it is. They refuse to make their hair a priority. They just slapping these wigs and stuff on and or whatever. White women still do their hair under their wigs. Okay? Holly Berry snatched her wig off live on video and her hair was done. Her hair was done. So my point is, and so did Drew Barrymore. On the talk show, Drew Barrymore took all her hair out, all her weave out, and her hair was still done. Y'all. Hi, everybody. My doctor told me the truth. And let me tell you, at some point, you're going to start to look a lot older. You're going to start looking a lot older. Your hair, the health of your hair decides whether you look young and whether you look older. Like, this is real talk, y'all. The reason why a lot of black women with 4C hair is maybe making people think that they real old is because the lack of moisture in their hair. Old gets old. Serious, y'all. This is a conversation. Our mamas, back in the 80s and 90s, our mamas would never let us run around with dry hair for 2 weeks. That's crazy, y'all. Now, I want to talk about moisture. Okay? If your shampoo and conditioner is not moisturizing your hair, then you're not going to get a lot of moisture, even when you put the products in. Okay, so make sure you get a conditioner that is a moisturizer. So this is botana oil. I like that it moisturizes, it shines, it makes my hair feel thick and strong. This actually works. Okay, that works. Now, can you imagine if you did a hot oil treatment first and then you did this? Oh my gosh, your hair will be so soft. Those hot oil treatments will get your hair soft. Now, actually, we should be using the oils while they're warm. You should never really be using cold oils, for and thinking you're going to get a lot of moisture. Warm oils help seal in moisture better than cold oils. So, you can warm your oils up. You can warm your oils up and then add them as a finisher on your hair. I frankly like to use oils only on the first day of sealing and as a finisher. That's just me. Okay. I love my grease. My hair, by the fourth day, I feel like I didn't even grease my hair. That's just how thick my hair is. That's how much gray I have in it. So, um, yeah. Hi, everybody. Um, Now, some people ain't going to agree with me. I believe hot combs is something that is important to use maybe once every winter just to see what your hair is doing, just to get to see where all the dead ends are. But hot combs is not for people who don't know how to protect the hair. Okay? You need to let them put a really good heat protectant in your hair. Otherwise, you're going to get heat damage. So, um, if I were to hot comb my hair, it would be only in the winter season when I'm planning to do a dead end check, a thorough dead end check. And I would not have it above like 350. You know how the flat irons, it could go up to 400. I would be like, nope. You should be able to really, if the flat iron was a good flat iron, it should actually be one stroke. Like it should be one stroke with the heat protection on the hair and then trim. You should not have to, your stylist should not be going over that hair over and over again with a hot comb. Our mamas would do one good stroke because that hot comb would be hot enough. Your stylist should be knowing how hot to make the comb. If she don't know, then she don't know hair types. Then she shouldn't even be in your head, like for real. I had a stylist, and what she was doing is what she was doing. See how I'm working it to the end. What she was doing was going over my hair over and over again with the hot comb. And what ended up happening is everywhere she went over my hair over and over again with, I had heat damage. I literally had heat damage. And I was mad because I had to get all that trimmed off. Now, on the back of your hair, I feel if you want to let that hang, you can let it hang, but I still feel like you got to just make sure that it's not lifted. Because once it's lifted, then the moisture, you know, can't seal. So I say consider tucking that hair in the back, where your shortest piece is at, like if it's real short here or real short here, you probably should like kind of tuck it in. Because growth is secret. Remember that, y'all. When something's able to be watched, it affects the growth. Your hair has nerves, has frequency and nerves in it. And if the nerves are, tortured by spell work and people praying against it, then it will struggle with growth. So try to hide a lot of your scalp. That when a lot of your scalp is showing, that's bad business, y'all. That's bad business. I don't mess with that. Okay. So okay, now they want to sit up there. Well, I got some more pins right here. We're gonna just get a little stick pin happy on that side. as I said, if you do your hair in the morning or very when you first wake up, like the Empress do, or if you do it before bed, there's no reason why you shouldn't have moisture within 24 hours. You should. Plus, keep in mind, y'all, Empresses are not you're not even supposed to be letting anyone touch you unless it's your family or an emperor. You shouldn't even be sleeping on people's beds unless it's your family. Like you don't be supposed to be putting your head on anybody's bed and couch. Like people be sitting up there like, I want to, I don't want to get no grease or moisturizer on anybody's bed or couch, and it's like, why are you laying on people's furniture? Furniture is actually meant to be sat on like this. If you ever look at the 1950s furniture, unless it was a leather sofa, people sat upright. There was no like this, okay? There was no like this. There was no just laying on a sofa. My grandmother was like not having it, you know. She would cover her sofa. But if you're going to lay your head on people's sofas, you should be covering your head. Now this is going to get deep. 4C here needs a hibernation phase. It is still connected to beer energy. Black women have a lot of beer energy in them. So we need hibernation days out of a month where you wear a scarf that you wrap around your hair like Erykah Badu did. I know people are like, is that protecting my hair? Understand that the cold is really, really, really hard on 4C hair. Any temperature under 60 degrees is like hard on 4C hair. 4C hair is used to being where the body can sweat a lot. Okay, you are not a polar bear. That's the white women. They polar bear. You are grizzly bears. I'm just keeping it real. This is why we can get a little grizzly. So you're used to where there's a lot of warm climate, sun. But if it get cold, you went into hibernation. Black people did go to the caves. But at some point, black people did not come out the caves, and that's why they ended up with less melon. Okay. Jane Elliott explains this. When are you having a cave day? Don't look at it like this is cave season. We know that winter can be cave season, but you can also have cave days depending on where you live. So if you're living in like Pennsylvania, you're going to have a lot of cave days. Like, go to Pennsylvania, you'll be like, everybody in the cave. Why is everybody in their caves? Because it's a cave state. We have black bears that go into hibernation. Okay. Actually, you should be doing your protein treatments separate. So we can get into that. But you're better off going to the local beauty school and letting them do a protein treatment on you. They don't mess up with that. There's no way you can mess up with that. I would rather have a professional do my protein treatments, or I do rice water. All you got to do is rice water. You can use rice water as a protein treatment and conditioning treatment as well. You can do it once a week when you're rewashing, reclarifying, resetting your hair. You just do a rice water treatment, and then that will give you a protein boost in your hair. Okay, so somebody asked a question with that. And the reason why rice is so beneficial to 4C hair is because of where it has migrated to, okay, and where it's primarily found on Earth. It's primarily found, a lot of Asians are blood type B, which is often 4C hair people. A lot of people with 4C hair have blood type B. I know we often think that 4C hair is a blood type A people, but blood type A people, if you ever notice, their hair can be a little bit of a looser coil, and it's normally not so thick and coarse. So you have to think about the coarseness of the hair when you're getting into like, is this 4C? You can't just go through like shrinkage. 4C hair shrinks a whole lot and it's extremely coarse. If I walk around here with no product in my hair, this will be the coarsest hair you ever seen. Okay? Now, I've actually had licensed stylists literally say before I got my hydration treatment and moisturizer, I've actually had managers say, your hair is the coarsest hair I have ever seen. Like when managers of the school be like, you have gorgeous hair, but it is the coarsest hair I have ever seen. And then they be like, we're gonna get some moisture in our head, okay? I be like, all right. And then soon as the moisture come in and the hydration come in, they be like, woo, your hair is so amazing. They be like, it was beautiful before, but dag. Um, yeah. Most 4C hair people are actually high porosity. Y'all have been lied to. 4C hair people are most of the time high porosity. Okay? High porosity hair is hair that dries super quick after it's washed. If I dry my hair and I pat dry my hair is going to be dry very fast. It's going to be like I never ran a bunch of water on it. You're not even going to see water dripping. The water just vanishes very fast. So that's high porosity here. If you go to some stylists, they'll say you're low porosity, or because they say, oh, you're sealing, you need to seal in moisture. But you can't go by that. You have to go by how fast the hair dries. Low porosity people can do LCO. They can rock that oil last and be good because they have a less dense hair texture. Okay, 4B, 4C have a less dense hair texture. So that's why they can use oil last in the cream before the oil. But if your hair is very dense, then you need to use the cream last. But I'm not even fighting with these creams because they're not even making the creams as thick as they used to. These creams are very watered down. And they're charging us $45 for a little jar of semi-thick cream. I paid like $15 for a tiny little jar last month for a cream that was thick enough to seal my dense hair. So I said, you know what? I'm going back to the grease. I don't got time for it. And I decided to just do regular moisturizing conditioning treatments because then that will put some moisture in my hair and I won't have to I won't have to pay for some expensive thick hair cream. Hi everybody. Yeah. Our hair, high porosity hair also tends to hold toxins more. This is why it thrives when you use sulfur. Okay, dense hair traps in bacteria, fungus, everything. So I know you think that the denser your hair is, the longer you should go without washing it, but that's actually wrong. The dense hair actually needs weekly or bi-weekly detoxing. Okay, you can buy Design Essentials detoxins tonic, hair tonic, and detox the scalp every week. Our hair is so thick that the sebum has trouble going all the way to the ends of the hair. It's just so thick, the sebum just gets stuck there. So, this is why you have to actually once a week, just do some massaging to work some of the sebum through your hair. And every other week at least, you need to do a full scalp detox. Peppermint and aloe vera. You can work with that. Okay, peppermint, aloe vera, rosemary, and you're just going to detox the scalp, rub it in real good. You're going to exfoliate, and then shampoo, then condition. And then you can actually do a rice water for an additional conditioning and protein treatment, and then rinse it out, and then seal your hair and style your hair. Hi, everybody. Yes, 4C hair cannot take abuse. If you want your 4C hair to thrive, you're going to have to stay away from for abusive people. Trauma will take 4C hair out like that. It's actually the most fragile hair there is. And Oprah was talking about that. It's very fragile. Just because it's dense don't mean that it's not fragile. It's very fragile. It's just a very dense type of hair. And when a lot of people with 4C hair, also with their genetics, narcissists, they love to attack us. Like, it's just a thing. It's like we just attract narcissistic and sociopaths. It's crazy. They just look at us and be like, attack, attack. Y'all, it happens all the time, but it always happens within my own race. The narcissists in my own race love to attack me. There is a war on 4C here within the Black community. And I think it's because, and I'm going to just say this, density jealousy. We love to say texture jealousy. There is density jealousy as well. There is thick afro jealousy, you know, and people act like it don't exist, but I'll put it out there. You know, I've had people who didn't have very dense hair, you know, give me an ignorant look like they was triggered, like I owe them an apology for showing up with dense hair. I think there's jealousy towards it because when your hair is very dense, it gives off straight from the motherland energy. And there's like motherland competitive energy in the Black community, like who's more from the motherland, who look more African than this person, who looks more Black native than this person, and it's toxic, y'all. It's toxic. Okay. Just because somebody got thin hair don't mean that they're not 4C. It could be they have a vitamin deficiency. That's why they don't have the density. That's why they don't have the density. Okay. But we have to stop this who from the motherland more, you know, I'm more Black than you and all. This has to stop. I don't know how it went into that direction. At first it was who looks more white. Now it's who looks more Black. I'm like, wow, can we just stop in the Black community? Can we just stop? You know, all this over assessment of each other's genetics has to stop, and just learn to be grateful for what you got. And if what you got is struggling, find out how to help it. Find out how to improve what you got. What you got. But take time to support each other. You know, I don't have a problem with telling 4A girl here, your hair is beautiful. I tell my daughter every time she see me. My daughter has like between 3A and 4A. Y'all saw her hair. She has the hair type of hair that Beyonce wears wigs, you know, the flowy Mariah Carey hair. I tell her all the time, your hair is gorgeous. But I had to tell my daughter, you never tell me that my hair is gorgeous. I'm having a problem with you. And I literally had to let her know, like, it's like you're trying to gatekeep all the complimentary texturism here. Because you never say nothing about how pretty my hair is. And it is pretty. It's nice and thick. So I had to like tell her, like, it just seemed like you feel like complimenting my hair is saying that you're not as Black as me. I think that that's what people's mind is saying to them. Like, if I compliment 4C hair, then it makes me feel less motherland than them. So I'm not doing it. See, I'm highly intuitive, and I can pick up why people will withhold a compliment from 4C hair people. And I sense motherland jealous energy. I'm just saying what I sense, y'all, intuitively. And people need to understand that all the textures, with the exception of like the very straight, all the textures was in Africa. Okay. 4A was in Africa. 4B was in Africa. 4C was in Africa. Erykah Badu is 4B, and I will go in the ring with anybody. She's not 4C, which is why she doesn't have a tightly dense hair. It's this fluffy, it's fluffier 4B. Okay. Lupita definitely has 4C, very dense, and so does Viola. Viola has 4C here as well. Um, and it's a shame she was forced to wear wigs to hide her motherland energy, just so that the other motherland energy get all the flowers. We need to stop trying to hog all the hair compliments. We all can get it. Like, there's enough compliments, there's enough people to give us love out there. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. But I get attacked so bad, y'all. I'm telling you no lie, the attacks be real. I can't even go to the salon. When I go to the beauty salon, y'all, I can feel the negativity coming at me. Like, and I'm gonna keep it real. It'd be a lot of white women putting negative vibes towards my hair. I'd be like, really? Wow. Wow. And it'd be a lot of old black women. Old black women and white women stay. The older white women over 30 and the black women over 30, over 40, they stay trying to like side eye shade. I'm like, it's the Generation X and up. It's like, can y'all just sit down and go somewhere? This is why I let 20-year-old girls do my hair. I'm a little ageist when I go to the salon. I'd be like, we're the 25-year-olds. They're not in that petty energy. In that petty energy. Pray for the alpha and millennium generation. Where y'all at? Because y'all give us peace with our hair in the salons. Praise God that y'all are not trying to force people's hair to do something that is not meant to do when they don't want it to. When I go to the salon and the 20-some-year-old white girls do my hair be so soft. I could feel the energy was good. The trims be bomb. They don't take off too much. They ask me how I'm doing. They want to know who I am. And even with the real young black girls. But as soon as I get into like 30-year-olds and up, it's like they taking the energy out of my hair. They trying to say, when's the last time you got a relaxer? They even try to accuse me of having a textile when my hair feels healthy. As if 4C hair people can't have healthy hair. As if we are not supposed to have soft hair. It's like if you have soft hair as a 4C hair person, you got a textile in there. Y'all, I'm offended by that. And then they always say, did you get some keratin? No, it's just moisturized. It's just hydrated. Like, don't accuse me of using keratin because you see on 4C, but it feels soft. Like, no. And then they rush for the keratin. It's like, oh, you 4C, keratin to the rescue. I'd be like, no, don't do that. Because what y'all don't know is keratin it's like low-key texlax. I don't care what nobody say. Keratin actually relaxes your texture a little bit. And it's so-called makes it more manageable. It's more manageable now. No, dismiss me. I think that keratin, it makes 4C hair hybrid hair. It goes from being everybody's hair. 4A, 4C, 4B. You'd be like, wait a minute, hold up. And then when the keratin wears off, because keratin does wear off, you'd be like, then you feel like self-hate. You'd be like, why is my hair so coarse? It's like extra coarse now. No, it's not extra coarse. It's just that you didn't feel the coarseness because you was keratining it up. Like, I can't stand it. Every time I go to the salon in the wintertime, they like, we're going to put some keratin in your head. I'd be like, do you rush for keratin with the white women? No. So don't hydrate my hair. That's what you need to do. Put me under the steamer. Everybody with 4C hair need to just go get them a home steamer so they could just have some peace. Like, if you live in the north and you got 4C hair, just go ahead and be like, tell your family members, I want a hair steamer for Christmas, for Ramadan in Hanukkah. I just want I want a hair steamer. Y'all ain't got to get me nothing else because I'm so tired of this weather trash in my hair. I'm tired of having to wear plastic caps on my hair in my sleep. I need to be able to sit under this hair steamer whenever I feel like it and get me some Africa or some Native American indigenous steam from the jungle in my hair. I need to get it in my hair anytime I want it. I shouldn't have to run to to the jungle forest and find out my Native American ancestors in the South and in the East and go get some heat. I don't got that kind of money to keep flying here for the sake of my hair. Okay, it's already expensive to take care of my hair, let alone flying there for some extra hair care. No, I need to get the motherland in here. I need the steam. I need the steam from the Native American villages. I need it so that I can save my money from having to fly there, and my hair will just be soft every day. Like just everyday softness. I won't have to wait 24 hours or 6 hours to get some hair softness, some moisture. Man, them steam treatments get your hair moisturized like that. You be like, oh, it's all nice and soft, hydrated. Hi, everybody. Yeah. I don't think black folks don't belong in the North. We don't belong in the North, and we don't belong in the West. Nah. I don't think we should be going to Arizona either. Leave that desert energy alone. The desert energy is not the same as Africa sand. That's something else. That's something else. Arizona, desert, whatever that dusty in the ear, dusting all up in your hair all day. That's not Africa sand. I don't mess with that. Like, I'll never move to Arizona. Like, I'm good. Y'all don't see scorpions with hair. They bald. That's why they bald. Because they up in Arizona. Y'all. I did the same thing. I don't know if y'all know that, but I did the same thing. I shaved my head bald. I shaved my head bald right around the time NDRE did it. You know how she say, sometimes I shave my legs, sometimes I don't. Depending how the wind blows, I might even paint my toes. It all depends on whatever feels good in my soul. So, I'm not the average girl from your video. I ain't built like a supermodel, but I learned to love me indefinitely because I am a queen. Keep your expensive mix, your fancy cars. I don't need that to have a good time. I don't need your caviar. All I need is my guitar. Keep your crystal and your pistol. I'd rather have a pretty piece of crystal. What God gave me is just fine. I'm not the average girl from your video. I ain't built like a supermodel, but I learned to love me indefinitely because I am a queen. Y'all, I don't need your expensive mix, yo. I don't need that to have a good time. Keep your caviar. All I need is my guitar. Y'all, let's get it. I love being a black activist. Boom, boom, boom. I was just listening to NDRE yesterday. We're my neo soul people. I love my neo soul. I just love neo soul people so much. Like, if I went to a neo soul concert at this age, I would be like, just take my money. Just take my money. You would think I'm at a strip joint. I'd rather go to a neo soul concert than go see Fabio. I give up Tyson to go to a neo soul concert, and y'all know how fine Tyson is. People be like, Miss V, you trying to see Tyson? I'll be like, is there a neo soul in town? Yeah, Miss V, there's a neo soul. Well, Tyson gonna have to wait. I'm gonna go see me in the Whoa. This is that something to my vibration. I'd be like, woo, I feel good. When I hear neo soul and when I hear Rastafarian and Jamaican music, woo, can't nobody tell me God ain't real. I know God is real. If I don't believe in God, I believe in God again. When I see that neo soul, I be like, ooh, child. Feels so good. When you be like, I don't even know how I feel about myself. Neo soul be like, let me tell you how you should feel about yourself. Lord Hill be like, let me tell you. What's that song by Lauryn Hill? She be singing. They say it's impossible, but I know it's possible. They say it's impossible without you, but I know it's possible. There's no me without him. Please help me forget about him. He takes all my energy, stuck in my memory. 'Cause when he's holding me, I need to tell you why I'm undone because, ooh. I love that song by Lauryn Hill. Y'all ever hear that song by Lauryn Hill? I love it, y'all. It's a shame she don't never come to Pennsylvania. She used to way back. Now she don't come no more. I guess she say Pennsylvania's too low vibe. I guess she be like, it's a little bit too many cave people there. And Lauryn Hill's like, I ain't going. What am I going to go there? All them cave people there. They don't even come out their house. I'm not going to make no money. Lauryn Hill be like, I'm not coming to Pennsylvania. It's too many cave people and crabs in a bucket. Neo soul people like, I ain't. What am I going? I'm gonna go there and sing for two people because there's too many crabs in the bucket. Man, that's when you rock your 4C here out in Pennsylvania. People act like you didn't sin against them. They act like you didn't declare war, like it's a death sentence. People be real triggered by 4C here in Pennsylvania. You be like, what did I do to you? What did I do to you? They let doors slam on you, give you ignorant looks. But if you want an Indian man, you can get you an Indian man with 4C here in Pennsylvania. They be thirsty. The Indian men in Pennsylvania be like, how you doing? Soon as they see your 4C here, they be like, how you doing? When I was working at the bank and I would walk by Indian men and Asian men, they'd be like, I'd be like, y'all see, oh, okay, y'all like the motherland, huh? Y'all Indian men be loving it. Y'all be acting like y'all don't like motherland when y'all around Indian women, but as soon as y'all come around us, you be like, woo! Cause Indian men, they know who we are. They know who we are. They know. They be like, I know who you are. You everything. You everything. They be saying, they look at black women, they be like, with black women with their natural hair, they be like, my goodness, you the east, the east. They be like, woo! East and the South. Them Indian men be like, I love me some South and East. They be like, do you want to be my side chick? I be like, I don't want to be no side chick. I don't want to be no side chick, but you can look. You can look. No Indian men be like, I need a second wife. Where my Nubian black queens at with their natural hair and they glowing skin? I need them as my second wife. You be like, I'll be your second wife. If the first wife is almost about to go to the grave, she better be old. I ain't competing with no young first wife. She better be old. She better be like over 60. And then I'm good. I could be second wife then. I could be second wife. Cause I'll eat all her food. I'll eat all her food. I'll eat all her good food. And I'll get all her nice hand-me-down clothes. Yes, I know they nice because she first wife. Shoot. Somebody I know some people be like, I don't believe in what is it, polygamy or whatever, with two. I said, I do if she old. If she old. If she got at least 20 years on me, I'm good. Like I could be second wife and third wife. Money tight out here. Money tight out here for real. My needs will get taken care of. I get all the hand-me-down stuff. I get all her stuff. I'm inheriting all her stuff. Yes, I could be second wife. Y'all young women better get with it. Be like, I don't care if she on her way out. She over 60. Or how old she is. She 40. And he looking for a 25-year-old. Good, okay. People ain't even living to see 60 now. She better take care of herself or she gonna be on her way out. Be like, I'm good. If a man has $400 million, why are you complaining about being second wife? He got 400 million. For real, y'all better start looking at y'all needs. Like you gotta think, you gotta think like. And first of all, men be needing a lot more than us. I don't know why some of y'all they need so much emotional love. That's why they need multiple wives. They need. They say we're emotional because we're releasing. They're not releasing. Men don't be releasing their emotions. So that's why they need 3 wives to get all that therapy from. Seriously. They need a whole lot of mama energy. And frankly, I don't want to do all the work by myself. People got too much damage now, too much trauma. That's a lot to ask for from one wife. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. The amount of damage that people got right now, and it's going to take 2 wives to fix some of these men. I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious. The amount of narcissism that's running rampant now in the political male energy, it's going to take like 3 women to clear that energy out. Y'all better start looking at less stress. Why y'all so worried about he getting her booty and your booty? I want less stress, man. Go ahead and get the booty of the other wife. It ain't that serious. As a matter of fact, sex is overrated anyway. So go ahead and bang her head against the wall all day and give me some peace. I'm cool. I just I want to eat my food in peace and be at peace and spend my money in peace. Spend your money in peace. I want to spend all your money in peace. Y'all. That's tiring. Sex is hard work. I don't know about y'all. I'm not interested in being in the gym at a drop of a dime because the Empress say come to the gym. See, somebody else need to be the gym. Somebody else need to be the gym sometime. That's wearing and tearing on the vagina, the bones, the body. It's exhausting, especially when you have a mission. Like I'm gonna still have a mission as a wife. And if I have a mission, I can't be the main booty in this house all the time. Like he need to go to her. Okay, go ahead and bang that old lady. Go ahead and get her. Like, and I'm allowed to say that because I still got half my life yet left. So And I ain't trying to offend no old women in here. 60-year-old women, tell them, say, how old's your wife? My wife is 80. I'm tired of this. Be like, I'll be second wife. Even if you're 60. Be like, I'll be second wife. If they say, my wife is 80 years old, she can't walk no more, she beat down by society, she just in that chilling energy and I'm lonely. Be like, I got you. I'm 60, I can still do it. I'm thoroughbred. Okay? A woman of color in her 60s is still thoroughbred. Yeah, because we can put on muscle pretty fast. We can put on muscle pretty fast, and we age slower. We look younger. So it's like, I'll be second wife in my 60s. I'll be the 60-year-old woman looking like she 40 and second wife, spending up your money and her money. I'm gonna have respect too. I'm gonna have respect. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do as second wife, but I'm gonna spend everybody's money up. Like I'm going. Your years is money, y'all. Y'all better start being like, I need my years to go to the highest bidder. I wish somebody would have told me this. Now I ain't gonna lie. I do have plenty of stuff to sell to get the money that I might feel I didn't get. But your years, man, when you're a woman, your years is your money. Y'all better stop sitting up there like, I could take any old broke dude out here. No, you're doing all that work. You're sitting here with 4-hour hairdos. You're doing all that work on yourself. A man could just be out here messy any kind of way and get any woman because he got money. But you got to be on it, looking younger. You always got to look younger than you are. Nah, y'all. He better be richer than he look. He better be richer than he look. If I'm going to do all this work on myself, wearing Spanx, tummy tucks, moisturizing skin, hair sealing moisturizing, pedicures, manicures, yoga, tai chi walking, all that different stuff he want me to do when I ain't with him, plus cook, plus clean, plus nurse babies, all this stuff. No. He better be richer than he look. He better be richer than he look. Hi, everybody. My daughter want to say, well, Mom, how come you ain't happy for me? Because I got a man. Because he ain't got enough money for you. That's why. That's why. You got looks I don't even got. Like, I'm keeping it real. I told my daughter, a lot of girls don't even have your bodies in their 20s. There's a lot of women in their 20s out of shape. I told my daughter, you sitting up there with a little Marilyn Monroe waistline and you all curvy and you naturally grow everything. You don't even got to do no training or nothing. You know, you just covered in favor with the body, with the hair. And you took your mom's genetics. It's like, dag. I told her, I said, I'm happy that you happy, but I'm only a little bit happy. Because the guys you dating don't got enough money for you. They don't. I taught you to be a hard worker too. You always take care of yourself. You always look good. Your nails is always done. Your hair is always done. Every time you come here, you're on your way to your hair appointment. Okay, you always about wearing the best. How you gonna say you about the best, but you with a man that look like he's making less than you? No, this ain't working. This ain't working. I told my daughter, I said, you got some beauty privileges. You better go ahead and use it while it's still relevant. Because let me tell you, some beauty privileges don't stay relevant every season. Y'all. I've been going off on this channel all week. I've been saying stuff triggering everybody, but cold hard truth, y'all. Cold hard truth. While everybody chasing motherland energy, y'all better go ahead and use that privilege while y'all can. Serious. We didn't have this privilege back in the 90s. We didn't have motherland energy privilege in the 80s. We just didn't, y'all. It was in the 70s, and then it went out in the 80s, and then it was going out in the 90s. But now some of y'all young women where y'all could just be the way God made y'all and get y'all somebody, y'all better go ahead and use that privilege up. Hi, everybody. I'm serious. You're allowed to use your looks. Use your looks. Men use their money, don't they? They use their biceps and their arms, and they will let like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. These men is using their cars. They're using their money. They're even using their ding dong. Talking about the size of their ding dong to get a woman and knowing women listening. They're using that. Use your looks. I'm tired of these men saying women need to stop using their looks. Wait a minute. If you're using your money in your car, you're a 404 dude. So why are you saying women are 404s because they're using their looks? You're using stuff. We're going to use what God gave us to use. And we're allowed to use what we are to get the bag. To get the bag. Best believe when I lose a little bit more weight, I'm gonna be the sexiest, one of the sexiest women of color on YouTube that y'all ain't ever seen, that y'all have ever seen. I'm gonna be up in here with more swimsuits on. I'm gonna be showing up in swimsuits every day. It's gonna be in the middle of the winter. Y'all gonna be like, Miss V, why you wear swimsuits? It's because I gotta use it while I got it. Because you don't get to keep it. Use it while you got it. Okay? And then when you get an emperor, then if he want to tell you to calm yourself down, he might say, calm down. Okay, then you'll calm down. But he got the money to calm you down. See, the emperor got the money to calm you down. He got the money to calm you down. You can still be sexy in full clothing, But if he wants you to hide everything sexy about you, he better have the money. He better be able to afford it. Because if I'm going to hide everything that's sexy about me, I better be wearing the most finest dress that's ever walked this earth. If he say he want me, nobody see my body shape, what I'm wearing better be as much as his shoes. And we know how much money men spend on shoes. They spend more money on shoes than we do. They just don't buy a lot of shoes. Hi, everybody. She just will not leave these scrubs alone. Like, I'd be like, what? She didn't handpicked over her dad and my genetics. Handpicked it. If I show y'all a picture of my daughter at her prom, y'all would literally think that she's a Disney princess. Somebody at my daughter's prom was like, your daughter is Moana. Somebody literally shouted that. They was like, your daughter is Moana. I was like, my daughter's like a brunette Moana. And she's just sitting up there. She's just sitting up there. She has my density. Okay. And her hair can get real dense, but it's nice and really curly. She has my big eyes. She has my eye color and her dad's eyes. She actually has multicolor eyes, brown, blue, and green eyes. She just had to pick every color in her eyes. And then she has this natural little blonde highlights in her hair, you know. I always thank God for turning my hair silver young because it looks good. I don't gotta highlight my hair. But yeah. She looks like she worked out for some years and didn't. But she's dealing with the scrubs. And the guy she's seeing right now, she swear up and down he ain't a scrub. She be like, he ain't no scrub. I be like, he's literally making the same amount of money as you. And he doesn't even have a higher position as you. No. You're not even over 25. No. I told her no. No. Okay. Definitely if you're under 30. If you're a woman under 30, nope. And if you are over 40 and an Empress full of knowledge and wisdom like me, nope, nope, nope. I know a lot of people may not agree with me, but when an Empress's rank is done, which is normally by 50, no, she is not supposed to be running around with a knight. No, no. If she's an Empress to look younger, she's not supposed to be running around with some 20-something-year-old. Okay, she deserves to be very covered and favored. She has a lot to offer spiritually and with life. And an Empress that looks younger than she is in the face with nice skin and all that, she deserves a 50 or 40-year-old emperor. She should not be running around with 20-year-old dudes. Okay, but she has to look like she glowing. She has to look like she takes care of herself. Hi, everybody. Somebody said, Tina. Exactly, wisdom. Y'all, look, I'm going to tell you, this is why some of the male population get triggered. The beta dudes get triggered. They say, you're using your looks. You mad because I can get somebody better than you with these looks. Every man wants to walk around with a beautiful looking woman. You ain't even got to be the skinniest woman. You better look like you trying to get the face card. The face card then came back. It was back in the 90s. You had to have the face card. Now they're like, these men are like, what you doing with they're looking at the health of your hair, the health of your skin. Being skinny ain't even enough now. They like, what you doing? What you doing with your what you doing? Do you look healthy? Like, for real? Y'all, I'm sitting here putting my my moisturizer on. I'm gonna use this side because I didn't use this for my hair. So I'll put it on this way. That's why I'm getting me some NAC vitamins to grow my nails. If some of y'all have trouble growing nails like I do, get you some NAC vitamins, y'all. It's called NAC. Will grow your nails within 2 months. You will have nails. So, yeah. And if you feel like you aging fast and everything's going fast, get you estrogen supplements. They sell them on Amazon. Estrogen actually reverses aging and makes you look young. The young women got higher estrogen than older women. So get you some collagen pills and estrogen. And you need to hydrate. Let me get my hydration drink, y'all. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt. Bitterness make you look old. If you bitter, you better do something about it because it's going to age you. When you spend a whole life bitter and angry and mad, you will start to look like the Mad Hatter. You know the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. You see how crazy he look. That's how you'll start looking when you just living a life of bitterness. If you want to get over being bitter, put all your energy into yourself for at least one season. Be stingy, be unavailable, get a little conceited and self-absorbed. Conceited people get husbands. Don't get it twisted. Okay? Bougie, conceited people will take your man. No lie. They'll take your man. Because they doing extra work for themselves. Conceited people be doing a little extra for themselves all day. And when you conceited and you do a little extra for yourself all day, the man will start to think that you're afraid to lose him. And then he will give you more money. These men just don't know. We love money more than them. They think they love money because they working hard. We love money. We really do. We really do. We need to start talking like this. I love money. Money love me. Me and money, we agree. And if you love money, that means you love the emperor. So every time you come across an emperor, you need to be like, I love you because you're money. Hi, everybody. I love my emperors because they doing all the back-breaking work and got everybody doing work. Everybody pulling weight. Everybody showing up on time. Everybody taking care of themselves. True emperors is like everybody know, and we don't do lazy in the house. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool. The emperor can tell me cook an elaborate meal every day. I'll be like, okay, I will, because I know I'm getting money. It ain't even about you all like that, emperor. I'm cooking for 3 hours because I know I'm getting my money. That's why. And you coming towards me because you know that you gonna get all that negative energy cleared out so you can get more money. You know you gonna lay your head on my pillow. You know, Emperor, when you come through at night, you gonna lay your head right on these pillows and be like, I need sexual healing. Sexual healing. And I'm gonna be like, okay, come get the healing. And if you need too much healing, I gotta send you to the second wife. I'm gonna send you to her to finish the job. And then you're gonna go back out there all healed, all happier, and get me some happy money. So I can be happy. Y'all, I call it what it is. You ain't got to tell nobody that you're using your looks to get it. You don't owe nobody explanation. Just do it. And if somebody be like, you think you all that, be like, you should. Why don't you think you're all that? That's the question. That's the question. You say, I'm thirsty. Why ain't you? You sitting here around people that got $400 million. You should be thirsty. You should be real thirsty. You're paying $3,000 rent. Ain't nobody gonna deny you because you thirsty. If you look good, they're not gonna deny you. A man don't really care if you thirsty. Long as you look good and you'll feed them and sex them up, you can be thirsty all you want with these men. Just tell them, be like, I can back up this thirst. I can show you just how much I can hydrate you and nourish you. I ain't all looks. I ain't all looks. Just start telling the man when he got a bunch of money, I ain't all looks. Just so you know. And then he might thinking, Dad, can she cook? Can she look, y'all? Can she blow? Can she blow? He might start thinking that. And then you be like, that's exactly how I want him to think. I got stuff running through his mind. Be like, I ain't all looks. But baby, it got to start somewhere. It started with this. It started with this. The day I was born, it started with this. It started with all this. When everybody saw me, it started with this. Hi, everybody. We do need to be in a tropical. That's the problem. Every time I drink this tropical fruit, I be like, dang, if only it was like full throttle tropical. Man, a lot of the emperors, they be in the tropical. Some of us would be married to celebrity men if we just lived in the tropicals. The problem is that the system knows this. That's why they make the apartment rentals so expensive to live in tropical places. It's expensive to live in California because they know that's where the emperors are. That's where the money's at. So basically, you got to be willing to live in the projects of California to possibly even meet an emperor. Otherwise, you better have a real good job in California Or you better have somebody leave you some property in California and then walk the streets so you can meet an emperor. I didn't realize this until I went to like Florida, like how emperors are in abundant in those places. But in the north, like in the PA, these emperors over here, they stay leaving. Every time it get cold, they stay leaving. And they could be like cave emperors. They only stay in their little community, their little city. But if you go to like other places, it's like, you could just run into emperors walking the flats in Florida. They just walk in the flats. Hi, everybody. Yeah, they using gray sweatpants. Somebody up. They are. They're using those tight gray sweatpants to bait us with their downstairs. The men are. But yet they want to tell us cover up. No, you're just mad because the tables are even. The scales are balanced. They mad because we could work. We could do the same. We can bait too. We can bait too. I'm looking at it. Yep. Yep. I call it what it is. I know I trigger some people in here. They were like, I called it what it is. People be hating on 4C because some people feel like they in struggle motherland energy, so that's why they don't want to give 4C people compliments. People want to ease their own protect their own comfort levels about their own hair. All right, y'all, I'm heading out. I was vibing with y'all today. Y'all like these kind of videos where I just go with the flow? If y'all like these kind of videos, I will do these then. All right. Maybe I'll start a YouTube channel just talking about being a woman, being an empress, not being like, an empress of the nursing home. Y'all, I can't. Not an empress of the nursing home, but the empress that is stepping into her glory. Madam C.J. Walker, stepping into my glory. I should do a YouTube channel about Empress in her glory so that, hey, I can help y'all out. But y'all young women, y'all better go ahead. If you look young, man, look. If you just look young, be like, I'm going to go ahead and use what I got. For real. Respectfully, I ain't going to be a whole hoe out here. But I could be a visual hoe. I could be a visual hoe. I don't care. Can't nobody say that I slept around. Can't nobody say that I slept around. I don't mean no harm, but those women that were dancing for Moses, they were in that visual sexual energy. Why don't nobody ever notice that? In the story of Moses and the women, the chic women, they were seducing Moses. They was using what they had. So why is it a problem when we do it? It's in the biblical stories that the women were doing it. All right. Oh yeah, I'll do another YouTube channel. I'll do a YouTube channel talking about skincare. So y'all keep asking me about skincare. One thing I learned about skin as I'm healing my eyes here, sleep. Sleep is like the key ingredient. Like even if you're not over 40, you need to be in the Empress energy. So you need to sleep more, take naps, even if you're in your 20s. Young women still take naps. Them naps are going to slow your aging down. Never ever sacrifice your youth to chase money. And when you give up sleep, you're sacrificing your youth. If you got to drink some chamomile tea and just lay there until you can kind of drift into a sleep, that's good. You might want to try having someone come over once a month or twice a month and do your scalp until you fall asleep. We actually supposed to be massaging each other's heads so that we can get some rest, so we can have some peace. In Africa, they do that. It was a part of African American culture, but suddenly it's not. Like, we need to start trusting each other more. The women, okay? Us women need to start being like calling each other up and be like, hey, you need me to do your scalp this week? Like, why can't we just give that gift to each other? Why does it have to be money, babysitting? Why does it have to be that? Why can't it be like, you want me to come over and help you with your hair? I went over a couple weeks ago and helped my sister with her hair and gave her some hair products for her hair and detoxed her hair for her and plaited it up for her. And that really helped her to step into her power. She said she was dealing with some depression. But when I came over and gave her my energy and loved her head and loved her hair, she said that was motivation for her to get up and really help herself. So I also gave her the heart diet. The heart health diet is really important for African American people. African American people have one of the highest rates of heart attacks, dropping dead. Um, so the heart health diet will save your hair. It will save your hair, y'all. What I have right now is on the heart health diet. I have cranberry juice and apple juice and ginger. And I like to start my day off with that because it's actually energy food. It would be the food of the Empress, but also the Emperor. So my very first drink I have is Emperor and Empress food. What's in here, what I'm about to put in too is potassium. So I had my banana, which was the Emperor. I got my cranberries and my apples, which is also horse energy. And we know how gorgeous horses is. Horses eat apples. They love their apples. Apples is like so important for your hair. So, um, the empresses and the emperors have horses. And you see how good looking, how long their horses' hair is. So I wake up and I have me a whole grain toast with apples and cranberry juice and bananas. And I'm going to have me some Brussels sprouts as well. Brussels sprouts is also good for hair growth. So my little snack I'm going to have is going to be is Better Goods, Brussels sprouts, vegetables. So the Brussels sprouts I'm having has peppers in it and a little bit of potatoes, chopped up potatoes. And that's going to be my my next little morning meal. I find that snacking is real good for women. Snack adapted diet. So just, the Empress would have meals brought to her on demand. So every 2 hours, something's being brought to her. She doesn't like to be full. She doesn't even like to feel full. I really think that growth slows down when you start to feel full. So I'm on a mission to not feel full anymore, to like stay away from that. So I'm going to have me some egg whites, some Brussels sprouts with some chopped peppers, a little bit of chopped little potato, and that's going to be on the side of my Emperor and Empress drink. And I'm also going to have some mixed seeds. I know that we think that hair doesn't grow from seeds, but it do, because remember that we have pores, okay, and follicles. And I think those follicles are also connected to like getting a power boost from seeds. I think that follicles, your hair follicles is actually connected to the seed energy. So I'm gonna have me a little bit of seeds this morning, this afternoon as well. I'm literally team seeds all day. I'm about to go to Kohl's. I think Kohl's got a section where they have that kind of stuff as well, even clothes. So I'm trying to see what they got at Kohl's for the Empress. Because the Empress is all about her hair and her skin, y'all. All about it. All right, bye everybody. I'll see y'all later. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do a YouTube channel on my video. The secret to, and you're gonna have to stick with it though. The secret to really healthy skin is cold water. Water on your face as cold as you could take it. and you're going to seal with the cold water on there. You got to be like even if you don't want to use cold water, like stick your face in the ice box, your ice box, let your face get real cold, and then apply your products. Okay, never ever try to put your products on your face with your face warm. For some reason, the face likes cold. It likes to be washed warm, and it likes to be icy before you apply the products to it. Start putting ice cold rags on your face like twice a day. Just laying with the ice cold rag on your face. Um, what I'm using old school stuff. Okay, that's what I got in my hair right now. I got this Super Growth Maximal thicker. That's what I got. I am only using gel with flaxseed in it because the flaxseed helps your hair to grow, but flaxseed actually has a way of keeping your hair soft and luscious. So, flaxseed, I'm going to be getting me some flaxseed castor oil and uh, olive oil gel. They make a kind. Gel helps to seal. That's this one of its main purpose. Okay, and if it doesn't, if it doesn't feel like it's moisturizing your hair, then that's not a good gel for you. It should feel like it should feel like it's locking in the grease. Okay, like it's causing your hair to stay in place so that the moisture can just get in that plait or that cornrow. Okay. But I find that one of the main important things of gel, believe it or not, is hair growth. I know y'all think it's not, but it is, y'all. It is. Okay. Just think about it. It got a bit of a lotion feel to it. See? You got a bit of a lotion. You can actually get seed oil for your body. So if you can actually buy seed oil to put on your body, then you can definitely put it on your scalp. So I think that if you're going to use hair gel, it needs to be the kind of hair gel that you need to make sure it's a growth hair gel and you literally still apply it to your scalp. Now, instead of rushing to wash my hair, I actually will use tea tree oil in the middle of my week. So I try to make shampoo as a last resort because it strips you like strips. Unless you get a hydration shampoo. If you're using every just a regular shampoo out here that doesn't have a moisturizing and hydration treatment in it, then you're setting yourself back big time with moisture in your hair. I will never ever condition my hair again ever without a moisturizing conditioner that is good for my hair type. So I know this botanical oil is working here. This works. And I think it works because the ingredients that's in it is actually for my blood type. So I use the botana oil as a moisturizing washout conditioner treatment. I have to keep it in 25 minutes at least. And this is all I use. Okay, this is about $7 for the gel, the flaxseed, Aunt Jackie's. I like Aunt Jackie's. I didn't think I would like her, but I like it. I like her flaxseed line. So, I like that the gel doesn't make your hair flaky, and I like that you don't have to worry about crispy hair. It is a little expensive. It's $7 for a 9 ounce if you buy it at the Family Dollar or like Dollar General. But Walmart has a bigger jar for just like lot cheap, like $14 I think, or like $12. You could get a much bigger jar. So you're better off getting the larger jar and saving money. So I'm gonna order my next jar from Walmart. This This right here, the Burner Brothers, you can have to actually get this at a black hair care store for a lot cheaper than I got it. So there's a store in Pennsylvania. It's called Two Cousins, and it has all the old fashioned black hair products, all the way from the 70s in there. So next time I buy this, I'm gonna go to Two Cousins. I think they got an online store too. Y'all might want to look up Two Cousins online. It's been around over 30 something years. It's a black hair care store. It's very old. That store was there, I think, when I was a little girl. But I use this for the sulfur, since sulfur is struggle energy when you're over 40. So the sulfur and the coconut, and that's what I use. And in the middle of the week, I use tea tree oil to detox my scalp, or rosemary. I always put the tea tree oil and the rosemary on my hairline, at least every couple days. And I noticed this grew in. See this? This is a part of my hair that was like unable to grow here. My whole life it was always like that. It's a genetic abnormality. Like my nephew has the same spot with no hair, hardly no hair. My my sister do. It's something about how we were growing in the womb. There was some sort of momentarily growth growth delay growth delay in the womb. You can see it in my neck. See the line? See the line there? And I have lines on my arm where there shouldn't be no lines. And my doctor was saying that's kind of like momentarily like growth delay in the muscle growth when you were growing as a baby. It should have just kept growing, but then it might have stopped, and then But it actually happened with our hairline on this same side, also with our teeth. Most of the teeth on this side of our mouth have like they're weak, they're not that strong. Um, so I managed to get the hair to grow, to get some growth there. And what I've been doing is a lot of scalp stimulation with that area, like that, with the oils. But I also went to the folk clinic, and my mother had took me to the folk clinic because I was complaining so much about it. So I think they gave me like a steroid cream to just get some hair to come. And then, it started to grow. One thing I found out, with women of color, we have got to stop messing around with our hairline. We have to stop trying to tame it. You actually look better with untamed hairline. Like black women look really good without their hairline laid. See how my hairline's not laid? You can see all the little coils. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually get me some old school oil sheen that they had out, or argan oil. I can use the argan oil as a finisher to give my hair a shine. Some of y'all may not know this, that 4C hair will shine very nicely with rose oil and argan oil. So after if you may not want it on the rest of your hair, but you could just take the argan oil and rose oil and just go like this in the front, so that when people see you, they see shiny hair. Okay. All right. I do have an olive oil, uh, like a olive oil mask grease treatment that I use. Sometimes I will just use the olive oil grease, and other times I will use the BB, the BB. Okay. I love olive oil. Absolutely love it. It's actually a superfood for me. So, for my blood type, olive oil is like the truth. So I am gonna start putting olive oil on my face. I don't put olive oil on my face normally. I like to use tea tree, and the creams that I use on my face are not cheap. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I love lavender. Lavender lotion keeps you looking young. So this is what I like to use here. This is what I use during the day, because if your face is stressed out, you'll start to look old. So if I get stressed out during the day, I will just put some lavender. I'll put lavender. Um, I'll just put some lavender lotion on my face. Okay. Now in the summer and spring months, I love to use rose oil. Rose oil will help to keep your tones nice and even and have your tones looking young and youthful. So you may want to get some rose oil for the spring. I recommend that you get some rose oil and put it in all your skin moisturizers. Like I'm about to go get me some rose oil and I'm gonna straight put it in this and in my favorite cream. I got a favorite cream. Now I've been testing this one out. Okay, I've been testing this one. This is new. Started using this and it's like I like it. I do notice it's starting to tighten. It's tightening my face. I'm seeing my skin tighten, but what I don't like is that it's not really evening my tones out as much as I'm tanning. I find that it's very you know I don't think it has enough cocoa butter in it. There's shea butter, so it got my skin looking soft, and it got my skin looking tight, but the toning is not that good. So I think Bath and Body Works, they would benefit if they would put, yeah, they were a little stingy with the cocoa butter. The aloe vera is what's pulling it through. The aloe vera and the vitamin E. Hi everybody. How you doing? Ginger, I'm the ginger queen. I got ginger in my drink right now. If y'all really want to figure out what will work best for you, like all around, even with your skin, you need to find out your destiny. I keep telling y'all this. The destiny energy don't lie. And all you do is make your products. I should go get my cream. I should go get y'all my favorite cream that I like to use. It's so much into my destiny. But I think it's called Midnight, and it's by Bath and Body Works. It's called Midnight. It's one of my favorites. I have the whole body line. My daughter bought it for me as a birthday gift. She took me to Bath and Body Works. No, Victoria's Secrets. I think she took me to Victoria's Secrets or Bath and Body Works, and we it took us about 2 hours to finally figure out what was the best body cream according to my destiny, and we finally found it, and it was Midnight, and I really like it. So yeah, I'm going to get me some amber. I want to start getting me some products with amber in them. Frankincense, rose, orange, and other citrus. So I'm shopping right now on Amazon. I'm gonna get me an oil on Amazon that has like all the main oils for my destiny. Yeah. I think I'm gonna put some tea tree oil on. My face ain't real itchy, but I feel like my face is trying to detox. So I'm put some tea tree oil. I'm gonna finish my face with the tea tree oil. Y'all, I'll be serious about my face. Some of y'all don't know. I got childhood trauma about my face. I was attacked by a gang of girls. They tore my face up. I came a long way with fixing this face, y'all. I had some serious scars on this face. You may not think I did, but I did. I worked on this face for some years to fade the scars. I was like splashing lemon on my face. Lemon water will fade scars out, and so will cocoa butter and rose oil, but it takes time. And I was putting it on my face like a year straight, and then they're gone now. I had a really big noticeable scar. See, it's still kind of noticeable, but not much. I had a big one here. I had a big one here. I had a big one here. Okay, I had a big one here, and I had a couple scratches here or there, but all the lemon and rose oil and cocoa butter faded them out. I'm still fading out this one. It's starting to go all the way away. Okay, what happened was I had brushed my teeth and I had some toothpaste on my hand and it was on my face and I was like, oh, I'll get it in a minute. I didn't think nothing of it. And then when I went to wash the toothpaste off, it was a burn on there. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, well, it ain't no big deal. It's toothpaste on my face or whatever. And then I started to think that maybe what was under the toothpaste was doing it. But meanwhile, it was the toothpaste the whole time. So I've been going like this, trying to fade it here. It's starting to go away more. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really love my hair. My hair looks so good right now, y'all. It's so healthy. It even feels nice and strong, and I love the way it feels. I am going to see about making me an argan oil and rose oil water blend with tea tree oil in it because I think that with 4C hair, if you really want to appreciate the hair more, you just got to celebrate your coils. You need something that will bring out your coils, that won't dull your coils. When your coils get too dull with 4C hair, you start thinking that you're in hair struggle energy. So it's all about making sure that you're using products that is best for your coils. So this is my rosemary, y'all. I'm putting on. Notice how I'm sharing. I got rosemary here. So what I just put on my scalp was rosemary because you know when you get trims, because I just trimmed my hair, y'all. I just trimmed it. I cut a lot of the dead ends off that was from the winter. So I'm stimulating hair growth. I just put the rosemary. There we go. Okay, bye everybody. I'll see y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It was funny, y'all. Some of y'all missed it. Y'all missed the whole comedy show. I was cutting up in this video. See y'all later. Bye everybody. I'll start a new channel for like Empress energy. Okay? For some of y'all that want to like follow what I do for my skin and hair and all that type of stuff. Bye everybody.